then I wasn't know that then guys had changed. Yeah, so I pass to he.
Okay, sure, no problem. Thank you. Thank you, our ASAA Minh Khang. Hi everyone, welcome back. After 1.5 months from our last meeting, we are here back to our meeting 309. I hope you enjoyed the break, and we shall look at the theme of the day. Today's theme by our VPE, Iktifa, it is a Shakespearean quote: "To be wise and love exceeds man's might." In other words, if you want to be simultaneously to be in love or wise, it is impossible. You are either in love, then you are dumb, then you're wise, then you will never be in a perfect romantic relationship. So from this play of Shakespeare, I will brief you a short plot about the play. Name of the play is Troilus and Cressida. Troilus and Cressida they are both lovers, Troilus and Cressida. Then at another side, the Greek nation, we have Achilles and Patroclus. They are both friends. Cressida betrayed Troilus. Okay, now Troilus is alone. She's in anger. After that, Achilles unwilling to start the war with the nation Torch. For your information, Troilus is the princess of Torch. Achilles don't want to start the war. Then Greek sent his friend Patroclus to start the war with Troilus' brother, who is Hector. Hector then killed his friend Patroclus. Achilles was in anger. Then go ahead, join the war, kill Troilus' brother Hector. Both of them decided to declare war because Troilus, with his anger, betrayed by his lover and his brother death, he tried and he determined to revenge. So at the end of the play, there's no hope for the world for the end of the war. So personally, from this play, I felt that when everything runs smoothly, whether you're in love or you're succeeding in something, we should always stay alert so that we can prevent from any other potential disaster, so that we won't lose ourselves until we sacrifice or lose something bigger. So other than that, I would like to thank you everyone for joining. And please, at the same time, Malaysia is receiving the vaccine, so we are in our great joy for seeing the hope so that we can end this pandemic soon. So follow the SOP so that we can flatten the curve. Other than that, I would like to acknowledge our guests of today. We have 4 or 5 guests today. Alicia Tay from DTM, from our area W5 director, who is running for division director, and Jacob from UTM Toastmaster Club. And we have Jeffrey from YMCA. One more is, wait a second. We have Yetli from Bukit Gelugor, and we have Chair Test, if not mistaken. Sorry, I shall not spell it. Where's the name again? Yes, Chester. We have Chester. Chester from Extol Toastmaster Club. Thank you for joining for today's meeting. Now I shall pass our floor to our well-prepared Toastmaster of the evening, Canon. Thank you.
Hello, just a mic check. Can everyone hear me?
Yep. Yes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Welcome to University Malaya Toastmaster Club Meeting 309. I'm Kenneth, I'm Toastmaster Kenneth, your Toastmasters of the evening. For the benefits of guests, Toastmasters of the evening serve as an MC who will be planning and executing the flow of the meeting. Before I walk you through the meeting, let me inform you there are a few amendments of the meeting agenda. First of all, the speech title for Toastmaster command has changed to SMJK Toastmaster. Okay, wait a minute, it's blocking. SMJK Toastmaster School Hall funding. Take note, Toastmaster Genting and Toastmaster Kamun will switch positions in the prepared speech session. This means Toastmaster Kamun will speak first. Next will be Toastmaster Genting. Checking in. Hello Toastmasters and guests. How is your feeling today? Feeling excited, delighted, or disappointed after receiving your seminar results? Oh yeah, for guests, actually today is the day where UM students will receive our seminar results. So how are you feeling today? Any guests
Very
to
good.
volunteer? Yes, very good. Any guests who want to volunteer? Right, Genting, how about you? How are you feeling?
I think just fine, just fine.
Just fine, very good. Whatever our result is, at least we tried our best, so there's nothing to worry about, right? Therefore, in the Toastmaster Club, our members are committed to provide a safe and warm environment. Members are provided mutual support, feedback, and encouragement to facilitate the learning process. In Toastmaster Club, we improve our communication skills by participating in speech exercises with specific objectives. Toastmasters is also a place where leaders are made. Members can take up a club officer position to sharpen their leadership abilities, as well as managing operation in an area, division, and district level. Now, let me walk you through the meeting flow of today. In the typical meeting flow, it consists of 3 sessions. They are the table topic session, prepared speech session, and evaluation session. Do take note, there is a phone icon here, right? But table topics is not about answering a phone. When you pick up the phone, you must speak on the spot, right? This is almost the same concept as a table topic, where members get to think on their feet and to speak impromptu for 1 to 2 minutes. However, do take note, this session is cancelled as today is our speech marathon day, where you have a lot of speakers who will be executing their speech projects. Next is the prepared speech session, where members present their prepared speeches with specific objectives. The last session and the third session is the evaluation session, where speakers receive constructive feedback on their speeches by their respective evaluators. Hello Toastmasters and guests, especially to the guests, welcome to this big family. Why this is a big family? It is because Toastmasters International has a worldwide network of clubs. We are able to serve more than 364,000 members in 145 countries through more than 16,200 member clubs. So you can see, we're almost like a franchise with a large network. We are able to help everyone to build up confidence and competence in communication, leadership, event planning, and even more yet to explore. If you are interested to become one of our members, you may contact our Vice President membership, Toastmaster Helin. If you think Toastmasters is only speeches, contests, trainings, leadership, positions, maybe you haven't fully experienced Toastmasters yet. Now, let me introduce to you the most important people in a typical Toastmaster meeting. They are the core team who facilitate the meeting process. And without them, our meeting will not proceed in order. The meeting role players are the Eka team, the Eka. They are the timer, R counter, grammarian, and general evaluator. Let me invite timer Toastmaster Yiklin to explain her role.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening, Kenneth. The purpose of timekeeping is to ensure that each meeting runs according to schedule. In particular, the table topic session, whereas in this case, there's no table topic today, and assignment speeches and evaluations session. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yiklin. Next, let us warmly welcome our R counter, Toastmaster Jeff.
All right, thank you so much, Toastmaster of the evening, Kenneth. Ladies and gentlemen, my role today as the R counter is to highlight speech clutches for today's meeting. This includes some of the pause filler words such as you know, you see, ya, la, and R, and also repeated words and etc. So I'll be presenting my R counter's report during the general evaluation session later on. With that, all the best, and back to you, Toastmaster Kenneth.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jeff. Now, let me invite Toastmaster Jacob from UTM Toastmaster Club, our grammarian, to explain his role for tonight.
Okay, thank you very much, Toastmaster Kenneth, for inviting me over to your chapter meeting as the grammarian for today. Okay, so I am the grammarian for today, the grammar police, but I will be looking out for more than grammar. I will basically be the main language evaluator for today, and I will be on the lookout for good English usage and the not so good flawed uses of English and some suggestions to improve it, okay? And I will be taking notes on the word of the day usage throughout this meeting. So the word of the day today, which is befitting our theme today, is benevolence. And benevolence is a noun. The adjective form of this word of the day is benevolent, ending with a T. And it basically means a disposition to do good, an act of kindness, or a generous gift even. Now, some of the examples of the usage of benevolence include: he refused all public acknowledgements of his many benevolences to the community. He was a benevolent guy. He wouldn't even hurt a fly. So I encourage all to use the word of the day generously throughout this meeting. Thank you very much, and back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jacob, our grammarian. Last but not least, let us invite our general evaluator, Toastmaster Ben, to explain his role for tonight.
Hello, hi everyone. So a general evaluator will monitor the atmosphere of the meeting, and I will give comments on positive points and also points of improvement for the role players and also the evaluators. And that's it.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator, Toastmaster Benjamin. Now, we move on to the second session of our speech marathon, the prepared speech session. Today, we have 5 members who will be presenting their speech after they put in lots of effort to craft them. Let me invite the timer, Toastmaster Yiklin, to demonstrate the timing device. Toastmaster Yiklin.
Yeah, so for the assignment speeches, I will turn the green light when you are left 2 minutes, and I'll turn to the yellow light when you are left 1 minute. Time's up, I will turn to the red light. For the evaluation, I will turn the green light when it reaches 2 minutes, and I'll turn yellow when it's 2.5 minutes and red when it's time's up. That's Back to you.
Kenneth, I think you are muted.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yiglin, for the explanation. Okay, so our first speak, since Lucy is not here yet. So Eugene, are you there?
Itifa, just now you said Eugene is not here, and who
Not
will
here.
this?
So change to Kamun first.
All right, sure. Let me introduce to you our first speaker of today, Toastmaster Kamun.
Oh,
Toastmaster Kamun will be attempting project level 3 from the effective coaching pathway of a project reaching consensus assignment option 1. Let me invite his evaluator, Toastmaster Sean, to read out the notes for evaluator.
Toastmaster Carmen, can you hear me?
yes, I can.
Right. Toastmaster Carmen, the purpose of today's project is for the members to work with a group to practice reaching consensus on any topic. That is all. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sean, for the notes on the evaluator. Now, let me invite Mr. General Evaluator, Benjamin, to read out the notes for the evaluator.
Okay, give me a moment, yeah. Okay, I found it. Wait, I'm sorry, there's something wrong with my agenda. I'll open.
Ben, do you want me to read the notes to the evaluator? I have it open here.
It's okay, I found it. Yeah.
Okay.
So, to the evaluator, focus your evaluation on the member's ability to facilitate and maintain a discussion to reach consensus. The time is limited to maximum of 20 minutes, and at the end of that time, consensus may or may not be reached. Your evaluation is based on the process of reaching consensus and the member's ability to work well with a group. So you should listen for a well-facilitated discussion about a topic being discussed. And the member should show respect for all ideas contribution, regardless of their relevance. The member should give each team member an opportunity to speak. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator, Toastmaster Benjamin. Ladies and gentlemen, do take note that Carmen is now serving as a secondary school teacher in Penang. The reason why he joined Toastmaster is because he wants to improve his communication skills as well as brushing up his evaluation abilities. In this scenario, Toastmaster Kamun is the head of the Parents Teachers Association of SMJK Toastmasters, trying to brainstorm ideas about what type of fundraising project to build the recently renovated school hall. You, as the club member, will role play as parents to give ideas on how to do so. Just go crazy and have fun. Toastmaster Kaman, are you ready?
I hope so.
Yes, thank you. Toastmaster Kaman, SMJK Toastmaster School Hall funding. SMJK Toastmaster School Hall funding. Toastmaster Kaman, the stage is yours.
Can everyone see my screen? Good. Okay, let me begin. So basically, what we're going to do is we are going to facilitate as a discussion. So before I start my discussion session, here are a few ground rules that you must follow when you join our discussion session. So welcome everyone. Thank you for joining this Parents Teachers Association meeting. So before we start, here are a few expectation settings for the members. If you would like to speak up, please use the clap hand emoji. So you are given 1 minute to voice out your thoughts. The timer will signal the green light at 30 seconds and red light at 1 minute. So when the discussion begins, I will call out your name and your role, and you have 1 minute to voice out your session. So do take note of the timer as well. Please show your reactions using the chat box or emoji if you agree with the idea or disagree with the idea. If the meeting goes quiet in 5 seconds, I will nominate someone to share their ideas. So please be ever ready so as not to lose time in the discussion process. The host has the right to mute you if you speak without your turn. So I can mute you, but of course, I'll give you the opportunity to speak out as well. The discussion time will take from 16 to 20 minutes. Now here goes the situation. I'm the head of Parents Teachers Association from SNJK Toastmasters, and the school is trying to brainstorm ideas about what type of fundraising projects to renovate the school hall. The school is located in the suburban area with a population of 76,000 people in this city. Target for money is around $150,000. Timeline will be 1 year from March 2021 to 2022, and we hope that the building will be completed by December 2022. So the potential stakeholders that I can identify so far is the school administrations, including the headmaster and the headmistress, parents, non-government organization, corporate executive board, teachers, students, and school board of directors. So for you, you can role play as any of the roles above to give your ideas. Just state your name and also state your role, specific role, so that I can take note. So remind ourselves that at the end of this project, we would like to determine 3 suitable ideas as fundraising projects so that we are able to renovate the school hall. So remember, the ideas must be relevant to the project itself, which is to help the school to fundraise enough money to build up the school hall. So without further ado, let us start the discussion. So any one of you may voice out your thoughts.
Hi, I think we can gather our funds and donation through our social media. Maybe we can invite our students to play some performance inside our social media and ask for donation regarding the renovation. Yeah.
So thank you so much, Benjamin. So may I know what role, are you a parent or?
Yeah, I'm a mother. I'm a mother.
Okay, a mother of a child. Okay, good. That's a very good idea. So the idea that Ben has suggested is to actually suggest funds through social media and maybe invite some students to play some performance. So I've heard that Iktifa wants to share something. Maybe Iktifa, would you like to go ahead?
Yeah, hi. I'm as a father of the student. I think we can approach the alumni of the school for donations instead of like putting plays, because I think now it's not that suitable to do plays because of the COVID-19 and all that. Yeah, that's my suggestion.
Thank you. Move on. Okay, so Iktifa mentioned that to approach alumni due to the fact that COVID-19 is happening, it's very difficult to go through some using the places involved. So that's a good idea. Thank you so much. What about Herlin? I heard you have raised your arm. So what do you think?
Yes, as a corporate executive, I think approaching company can help you help the fundraising, because as long as we provided them the chances to put on their brands and so on, so that because company needs a reputation, right? If you provide a chance for them to do the charity, then people will appreciate their brand more.
Sure. That's a really good idea. I really enjoyed that you actually mentioned about corporate partners as well. So thank you so much, Mr. Herlin, for your suggestion. So anyone else would like to share their thoughts regarding this this school? Anyone? So yes, Min Kang, I've seen you. So can you please voice up?
Yeah, yes. Can I have headmaster?
Sure.
Do you have, yeah. As a headmaster, I think that a donation is a very good way to especially in secondary school, especially if you have the donation card where you get students to get some donation from their relatives, their parents, or their friends. Because secondary school, all the students are just still cute and still young, so they can have a lot of donation. Is my opinion. Thank you.
So may I clarify, is you would like to collect donation from the school students, is that correct, Ming Kang?
Yeah, like have each student on donation card for them to reach their targets because they are part of the school as well.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Mr. School Principal, I think we should change our method this year because during the COVID times, the students, it's hard to find people to donate through physically. So I think we can change it virtually.
Thank you, Mr. Ben, for the suggestion. Maybe since this is a brainstorming session, why not we just throw any ideas that you have? So, Iktifa, maybe we shall allow another person to speak first. So, Kenting, I've seen you. So, why not?
Yeah. I'm actually a parent, so I have a suggestion. That why not we give like their name will be able to inscribe on the building. So like the corporate partners, the media partners, the parents, or the YB in town, they can actually have their name to be inscribed on the building that we are going to build.
Okay, good. So I've seen a few students, Mr. Ming Kang actually agreed with the suggestion. So may I clarify that is to collect donations as well as to put the names to be inscribed in the building. Is that correct, Kenting? Yes, good. So thank you so much for the idea. So may I invite another person to share? Maybe Carl. So Mr. Carl, do you have anything to suggest? Yes.
Sorry, excuse me. I don't think that all of the suggested ideas will work. We should have a traditional meet-up. We gather in one big place and meet face-to-face with all of our donors. Only through face-to-face, then we can get money. And what is this? Are you being rude? We should respect our donors.
Oh, I see.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Hello, I'm sorry. I've been asking to speak for a long time already.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Just
want to ask, what happened to the donations that we have been collecting for the past few years? It's not enough to build a new hall, and do we really need a new hall?
So thank you so much, Iktifa, for the suggestion. I will start with Carl first. So Carl, that's a really good suggestion over there. We will take into consideration about what you have mentioned. So since this is brainstorming, we will accept all ideas first. So for Iktifa, regarding the money, actually I've already mentioned in the past meeting agenda regarding how the finances have been allocated through our donation. So it's actually in a report. So maybe we can, if you need more clarification, maybe we can look further detail into what we can do and also what the reports precisely has indicated. So maybe we can put this in the parking lot first because we would like to focus on the discussion to move forward the meeting. So is that okay with you, Mr. Iktifa? Thank you. Thank you so much for your response. May I have anyone else who would like to speak up? Maybe let's invite Mr. Jeffrey. Yes, you have raised your hand. So anything?
All right, so what I would suggest is to actually acknowledge having the school hall to actually be a multi-purpose hall. So not only that those who are in the school, being to say like the students, the teachers, principals, and anyone who are supposedly part of the middle of the Toastmaster school, why not we could also letting the whole community know, especially we're in a suburban area, so meaning to say we don't have many public facilities available. So providing a big community space for them to be able to aware and utilize it, we could actually gain more revenues from that. So we started off getting them to aware that we could potentially have a space for us to do more amenities. Then we could use that as a potential investment for our school hall.
Okay, good. Thank you so much, Jeffrey. That's a really interesting point of view you got over there, which is to develop the school hall as a multi-purpose hall. We actually have this idea of doing so. So maybe we can discuss with the school administrators about how we are going to move forward with this plan. Thank you so much, Mr. Jeffrey. So I've seen that Ming Kang, our Mr. Principal, Ming Kang has actually raised a hand. Do you want to share some thoughts that you have?
I didn't, sorry.
Oh, okay. It's okay.
I'll give a chance to ask.
Anyone else who would like to share their opinions regarding the plans? Maybe we have one or two more speakers. Yes, Mr. Kenneth, I've seen you. So can you please, yes, the floor is yours.
Hi, Mr. President of the Parent Teachers Association. I guess this is one of the way which works for me, and I did it before. It is our primary school had actually held a charity concert in the Great Hall of USM. So with this method, I guess we can gather a lot of funds for this project. And that's all for me.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kenneth. Your idea is actually quite similar to Ben's idea, right? To involve performances and also charity funds. So maybe we have one more speaker to share maybe some ideas or thoughts that you have. May I invite maybe someone from other clubs, maybe. Toastmaster, hold on, give me a moment. Mr. Anyone? Herlin, maybe? Mr. Herlin? Oh, you mentioned something. Wait, hold on. Maybe can I have Kui Min? Yeah. Kui Min, do you have anything to share?
Sorry, I just joined midway, so I have no clue at all what's going on.
Okay. No worries. Thank you so much for voicing up your thoughts. So, okay. So since we have most of the members to share their ideas, so here is the brainstorm suggestion that I have typed in. So we have ideas from Benjamin, which talks about funding through social media as well as charity concert, which is quite similar to what Kenneth has mentioned. So Jeffrey is to gain revenue from the school hall through multi-purpose community centers. Genton suggested that maybe to have the names be inscribed in the hall for donation, and we have actually a few ideas mentioning about donation, just that it's towards different partners, which is towards the corporate sector, the private sector, the alumni, as well as the students. So thank you so much for the ideas. Now we have all of these ideas. What we're going to do is we're going to summarize into 3. So since this is a meeting, we are going to have a voting session, maybe, to determine which are the top 3 that we would like to run as the Parents Teachers Association. So before we start, like anyone here has any points that they want to share that they felt that this idea is the more suitable idea? So can I have?
Excuse me.
Yes, Mr. Kao. Anything?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I have a lot to say here. All right. I don't believe in all of this nonsense that some of the parents here and some of the corporations here have done. We are a very important school, okay? I bring my son, I put best money to this school, Toastmaster school, the name Toastmasters. And then what you all do, you meet up here virtually and then don't do anything face-to-face, huh?
Okay.
You think, put the name there, enough money? We have to cover so much, 150,000. Now, I put my son so much money, Dato and all that meet me all the time. I'm a very successful businessman.
Yes, I understand.
And I can't understand this. Like, so, Mr. Kao, I totally support. Look, Kenneth have great idea. Well, very great idea. Great hall of USM performance. Yeah, we should do that. Make it big.
Yes, yes, good. Yes. So, Mr. Kao, I really listen to your concern. So, thank you so much.
Excuse me.
Yes. Mr. Iglikwa, please take a moment for a while. Let us hear from Mr. Kao first. So, Mr. Kao, thank you for your concerns and suggestions that we have already taken into consideration about your concern as a parent. So I really understand as a parent as well myself. I know that it's very difficult to fundraise or to actually raise this money for the school.
Yeah, exactly. It's very difficult.
Yes. So what we're doing to do is actually we are trying to involve everyone from the party involved to actually be involved. So it's not just parents who are bearing the burden. So the schools, the corporate partners and alumni here will play a role together as one ecosystem to support our children. We always remember that the children are always the top for educators. So let us work together for our students as well. So nonetheless, thank you so much, Carl, because we would like to hear from others as well. Maybe we'll move on to the discussion first.
Hi.
Yes, Mr. Iglikwa, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, I just want to add that Mr. Kyle, despite all your rebuttals and everything, for the past activities, you didn't donate anything. You didn't donate a single cent.
Yeah, as a headmaster, I'm very sad.
Okay.
Hello, I want to
well,
defend myself, okay? I put my son here. I work hard. I donate. You don't know me. I don't know you.
Okay, no worries, no worries. Every parent plays a role together, so no worries. Iktifa, maybe we can bring this to another conversation. But nonetheless, we would like to appreciate Mr. Kao and also Mr. Iktifa for actually contributing back to the school as well. So nonetheless, we'll move back to the discussion first. The most important thing that we need to have is to actually have 2 to 3 ideas on what we can do as parents, as what is our role here to help support the school as well. So maybe let us have anyone from the floor to actually share something. So anyone would like to say something regarding the ideas that I shared just now?
I think Alpha, my friend Alpha is always having a lot of creative ideas and suggestions. Maybe Alpha want to speak?
Sure. Miss Alpha, the floor is yours.
Hello, yes. I agree with the hall being a multi-purpose hall, but I think that you guys should allocate what you want to do there. Not everything can be done at that hall. You have to remember that, you have to allocate because the size of the hall and all that. You cannot possibly just let everyone go there, and you need to have a proper cleaning team and all that. So although I agree that it is a good suggestion, I really feel that you guys should think more about it before, doing so. That's all.
Thank you so much, Miss Alpha, for the suggestion. So I really understand that the safety of the children is actually the most important thing, like what Mr. Iktifa has mentioned. So that's why we are trying to do our best to make sure our school environment is always safe and purposeful for the students. So since most of you have suggested that donation is part of the ideas, so can this be one of the major ideas that we are trying to run for our school so that we can try to fundraise as well? So let us have a vote of hands. So if you agree with the suggestion, yes, Mr. Kao, hold on. Okay, sure, go ahead.
This has to be a physical.
Yeah.
We're not going to, I want the best for my son. I'm sure all the parents want the best for their sons and daughters. Okay?
I see. Sure.
He is a very smart guy. We need the money. We need to make it physical. All the other parents who scared to meet face to face. What are you scared of? Huh? We need to get this done. We need to get this done. Do it the right way. Do it the old way. We meet face to face for donation. Respect.
Yes. Thank you, Kao.
Principal don't want risk. Principal don't want risk.
Yes, so we are trying to look into different considerations. So we are
don't want risk? I pull out my son and all my supporters. It's not just my son only. I also have friends in your school as well.
Okay, good. So no worries there, Kyle.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
Yes, Mr. Iktifa.
Yeah, but then Mr. Kyle, do you know that we are under MCO at the moment? There's COVID-19. You want to spread COVID-19, is it? You want to do physical? You're not scared about COVID-19, is it?
Yes. I'm not scared. See, no COVID. I'm healthy. I send my son out. I'm not scared at all.
No worries. Mr. Kyle and Mr. Iktifa, I understand that you have your very own concerns as well, but we'll look into the details of the plan later when me and the school board of directors and the school admins, we gather together for a discussion.
Hey, do it virtual now, cannot.
Yes, Mr. Toastmaster, Mr. Kenneth, I really look into the suggestion. Why not we look at this way? We just pick the main ideas first, that what we want to do. So I would suggest that most members here, most of the bodies here actually agreed that donation drive is actually a good idea to certain partners. The details of the discussion, we will look into it later on after we have finalized with the school administration to Principal Min Kang as well. So is that okay with everyone? So if you're okay, please give a clap or thumbs up in the session. Okay, so Mr. Carl, are you okay with it? I understand that your child is going through a very difficult situation right now. As a parent, I understand. Also to Mr. Iktifa. So we'll take into consideration about what are your thoughts regarding donation, but we will still move on with this donation drive first. Just that the methods of how we are doing it, we will look into consideration in the future. So is that okay with you, Mr. Kao? No worries. Thank you so much. So so I think what we can do right now is we can do a donation drive to support the corporate partners and also the financial advisors. But of course, we are trying to do it physical. But nonetheless, the Ministry of Education has actually launched a very good standard operating procedures for conferencing, which we will limit to a certain number of people rather than allowing everyone to join us. So we will limit to a certain number of people with a certain rules and regulations set according to the Ministry of Health, so that we can ensure that even though COVID-19 is happening, we can still ensure the donation drive is a successful one without any clusters being formed. So what do you think about this suggestion, Carl?
I support. Okay, we go physical. We focus on that. Okay.
Sure.
We need to really put our heads together.
So what do you think, Mr. Iktifa? Are you okay
I don't
with it?
support physical. He's crazy. He wants a new cluster. He wants COVID to spread. I wonder what type of education he has. What's the education level you have?
There's no cluster.
You don't read news, is it?
So,
don't read news, is it? Don't watch news,
you want
is
physical
it?
thing again?
Okay, enough.
That's it. All about the headmaster.
10,000 now. You want to get right for 10,000, right?
Headmaster, do your job lah. Money from MOE lah.
Who's your son? Which school?
Thank you so much, everyone. I'm so sorry that I have to mute guys because it's getting too rowdy to everyone. Nonetheless, what we can do is we will focus on donation drive. I understand your concern, Carl and Itifa. As I mentioned, we will look into more detail on how we can run this donation drive so that we can focus more on what are your concerns as well. So, so donation drive, is it a good plan for everyone? Are you okay with it? So give me a thumbs up or vote. Okay, good. So, so since we are going to time's up already, so what we can do is, I think that most of us agreed that donation drive is a good idea because based on the brainstorming, we have actually looking into funds through social media, approach corporate sectors, and as well as it's more on the small details of the plan. But overall, we can still feel that donation drive with the corporate partners and the alumni is actually a good way to help build and fundraise this school as well. Nonetheless, into the details of the program, what we'll do is we'll collaborate with the principal, the school admins, the heads of the PTA, as well as the board of directors, so that we can actually come up with a more detailed plan on trying to run the social media campaigns drive as well. So is that okay with everyone? So overall, we will do a donation drive to our corporate partners, alumni, and also we have mentioned about charity concert, isn't it? So we will look into that consideration, but nonetheless, I think these are the most ideas that we agree on what we can do. And finally is a social media campaign. Correct? So the donation drive, right? The names inscribed with the building, the community the community hall, how we can build it, the main purpose. We will look into that in the future. So nonetheless, here are the three main ideas that is suggested by the Parents Teachers Association to actually help to run the fundraising. So before I end my discussion, the meeting, I want to approach my heartfelt appreciation to all the parties involved, including Benjamin Iktifa, Herling Minkang, Kenteng Kao, and Jeffrey, and Kenneth, and Arfa, and Iktifa as well for giving such wonderful suggestions so that we can help improve our school even better. Always remember that as educators or as in the education, the students or the children are always the major ones that we need to take care of. So nonetheless, great job everyone. I really want to thank you so much for the discussion. And I will make a report later on after we have finalized all the details with the school admins as well as the board of directors. So with that, thank you so much. That marks the end of my speech. With that, back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Wow, Toastmaster Carmen, you seem to be so tired. Thank you for Toastmaster Carmen for this wonderful discussion. For guests, don't worry. Our speaker Carmen is attempting a project to facilitate discussion, just a mock discussion only. And we as a members are just acting out our roles. And don't freak out if you see the discussion suddenly go out of control. All right? Let us invite our next speaker, Toastmaster Arfa. Toastmaster Arfa will be attempting his project level 1 from the presentation mastery pathway of an evaluation and feedback first speech. May I invite her evaluator, Toastmaster Joshua, to read out the speech objectives?
Hi, Toastmaster of the evening. So Alpha, for the purpose of your speech today is to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech received from the evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arfa. And let us warmly welcome our Mr. General Evaluator, Toastmaster Benjamin, to read out the notes for the evaluator.
All right. I'm sorry. Alpha is attempting which speech? Huh? Oh, evaluation and feedback. Okay, got it. Note to evaluator: the member has spent time writing a speech to present at a club meeting, and about this speech, the member will deliver a well-organized speech on any topic. Focus on the member's speaking style and be sure to recommend improvements that the member can apply to the next speech. The speech may be humorous, informational, or any style that the member chooses, and the member will ask you to evaluate his or her second speech at a future meeting. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Toastmaster Arfa is an English linguistics major student who wants to assure you that it is okay to speak in broken English. Wait, what? Is it really okay? Let us invite Toastmaster Arfa into the stage. Toastmaster Arfa, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Excellent. Arfa, it's okay lah. It's okay lah. Arfa, the stage is yours.
Can I start now or do I need to wait for the screen? Oh, okay. Can everyone hear me? Okay. Fellow bilinguals, or I presume some might even be multilinguals. Before I start my speech, I have one very simple question to ask. Throughout your whole life, be it in primary or secondary school, or even in university, have you ever heard the phrase, stop using broken English, use the proper one? If you haven't, then good for you, I guess, but let me tell you something. I was born in Kuala Lumpur and raised in Subanjaya, and the phrase has been engraved in my mind by my English teachers since primary school. At some point, I even thought that American English was completely wrong and that I should never use it. I even made the effort to distinguish between color with a U or without, realize with an S or a Z, and even chips or French fries. But oh ho ho, fellow bilinguals, that is not the point here. The broken English that I was referring to is constantly having to be conscious of what you say, as to not tangle two or more languages when you speak. And this, my friends, is extremely hard because we are Malaysians. Born in a multiracial country, our ears are trained to catch words and phrases spoken by other ethnicities. Even when you are at the fanciest event of your life, I bet the Malaysian in you would jump out and you would at least say lah 3 times unconsciously in 5 minutes. I always thought that by doing so, it would result in me looking like someone who cannot speak English fluently. But it is not until when I entered and enrolled in the Bachelor of English Language and Linguistics program in university that I realized that, hey, those things do not actually matter at all. And let me tell you why. It was never broken English, my friends. We have simply been code mixing and switching our entire life. Code switching occurs at an intrasentential level, which simply means that you use more than one languages within a sentence. Meanwhile, code switching it occurs at an intersentential level, which is using 2 or more languages in more than one sentence. For easier comprehension, let me illustrate. When you say, don't do that lah, you have simply code mixed. But when you say, it's tonight, full stop. Jangan lupa ajak yang lain, you have code switched. Okay, understood? All right, these two terms though are used interchangeably as code switching. And code switching is the most common feature of Malaysian English. Now, why exactly do we code switch? The first function of code switching is to show solidarity or build rapport. This simply means that when you code switch, you are establishing a relationship with the addressee. Let's be real, none of us speaks only in one language. We are talking to our close relatives or friends. And even in the Toastmasters WhatsApp group, we tend to code switch as to not make the conversation tense. The next function is to make yourself easily understood. Let's face it, not all words are translatable, which is why borrowings exist. But if I were to tell you about borrowings, then I would need a whole new speech. My closest friend in UM is a Chinese from mainland China. And although we don't have trouble communicating because both of us speak fairly good English, spoken English, sometimes we do not know how to say certain words because some words are just impossible to translate, like the words gedi or even roti canai. So we code switch because there simply isn't the English version of it. The third reason why people code switch is to say something in secret. And this is especially important when you are in a foreign country. Different from the other functions, however, this function is done consciously. I code switch every single day unconsciously because some words are just better spoken in English. However, when I went to the UK, I found myself saying to my sister, "You look comel do like itu," instead of "dang, he's cute," like how I usually say in Malaysia. Now, some might wonder, why would I use English in Malaysia, but Bahasa Malaysia in the UK? Well, it's simple enough. Some phrases, like stating someone's attractiveness, is easier said in English. But obviously, I did not want that person to know that I was checking him out. So by using the power vested in me, I code switched. And last, but most important to me at least, is code switching can show one's identity. Yes, we code switch because we know we can, and we know we still understand each other no matter how many languages we mix in one sentence. Like the famous phrase that was printed on a newspaper once, "Weh macha, you want to makan here or tapau?" has 4 languages in one sentence, but we all still understand it. So when people judge you for using broken English in casual context, keep your heads up and say, there's nothing broken about Malaysian English. It is just another variety of English. Stop judging and stop discriminating. Embracing code switching means embracing your identity. So it's okay lah to code switch. Don't worry too much, Juan. I am a proud speaker of Malaysian English. Are you? Thank you.
Wow, a very fascinating speech. Thank you, Toastmaster Arafah. Therefore, it's... Okay, just wait a minute. Now, it's the time for our third speaker, Toastmaster Iktifa. Toastmaster Iktifa will be attempting the evaluation and feedback second speech from the Dynamic Leadership Pathway Project Level 1. May I invite his evaluator, Miss Distinguished Toastmaster Alicia, to read out the speech objectives.
Okay, thank you. The purpose statement. is second phase. Yeah, the purpose of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The purpose of this speech is for the member to demonstrate that he has applied the feedback received from his first speech. Over to you.
Thank you, Ms. Distinguished Toastmaster Alicia. Now may I invite Mr. General Evaluator, Toastmaster Benjamin, to read out the notes for the evaluator.
Okay, notes to evaluator. During the completion of this project, the member will receive feedback about his or her speech and work to apply the feedback on to the second speech. So about this speech, the member will deliver a well-organized speech on any topic, and it is important that he incorporate the feedback from his previous speech or evaluation. The member may choose to present the same speech or a new speech. The speech may be humorous, informational, or any style the member chooses. Be sure that the member gives you the notes that you speak with the member before the meeting to discuss the feedback he or she plans to apply in this speech. So pay close attention to these parts of the member's presentation while providing a comprehensive evaluation to the speech as a whole. That's it. Kenneth, you're muted.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Iktifa is a person who hates dating in Malaysia. It is because Iktifa is facing a lack of time due to work, responsibilities, and racism. It's okay, Iktifa. I have no time to date too because I have a lot of assignments. Let us invite Toastmaster Iktifa to present such a wonderful speech. Are you ready? Great. Iktifa, to date or not to date? To date or not to date? Iktifa.
Thank you, Kenneth, for the introduction. So, as you know that this is the month of February, there's two important events relating to love that happen in February. One is the Valentine's Day, and the second is the Cap Gourmet, which was on last Friday. So for this year, I was thinking about whether should I start dating again or should not I start dating. And I also need your help to answer my question later after this speech. So first, my current dilemma. Number one, I am a working adult who is a Taurus, meaning that I will be very stubborn at some point. And also 90% of my friends are married. So I have no more kakis to lepak with. And I'm a bit lonely in the sense that since like a lot of my friends are married and all that, they have no time for me. So I have to find new opportunities or places to go to. And the last part is I have a minimum dating experience. My dating experience is so minimum that actually it can be counted with one hand. So advantages of dating me. Number one, I'm a biologist. As you know that since biologists are good with human anatomy, so I could I could be a good partner, and I'm working adult, so I don't need people to sponsor me or I need no sugar mummies. My work schedule is flexible. I work 4 days and I have 3 days off, and I'm quite independent. So you don't need to spoon feed me or to pamper me much. I have a liberal outlook in life. Liberal outlook in life means that I am okay with almost anything. And also I respect your views that you have. And also lastly, I'm a bibliophile. So I love books so much. Most of the time you can you can spot me in the library reading or at home going for books. So this is of dating me. Number one is my work. My work is either a day or night shift. So I spend about 12 hours at work. I'm from the M40 category, so don't expect me to spend much on dating. And I really love lesser drama. The lesser drama, the better. And since that relationship is between me and the person, so I would like in the relationship. And also I'm an introvert. So as an introvert, I will be less tend to go for outdoor sports or things that need a lot of things to a lot of mingling with others. And I'm supposed to be sexual, so I really go for brains instead of physical. And I really love anime. A lot of my previous partners says that this is a flaw because some of the things that I talk about they don't really understand since they are not an anime lover. So this is my relationship for history. As I told you, my relationship is like almost like can count on one hand. So my first relationship was about 1.5 years. This is one of the longest relationship I have. But this relationship was in Singapore, not in Malaysia. We had a very good run for the relationship, but unfortunately, she left to Canada, so I have to end the relationship. The second relationship was months. The person was very, very dramatic, so I cannot really understand that person. And the third relationship ended was because of lack of communication, and that person was busy with his work. I was student at this time. Unfortunately, the fourth and the sixth was very sad because we had only like less than a month dating each other, and conflicts happened because of friends and also because of lack of mutual respect for each other. And the fifth relationship was with a fellow student in UPM last time. So this was the longest one of the longest that I had, and I really cherish this relationship because a lot of things were at the same wavelength and also the same interest. But then unfortunately, that person had to leave to overseas for his postdoc. But then all experiences and also dating with these people, I learned a lot of things. As you know, that Ariana Grande song, "Thank You Next." So I found that I'm very comfortable in private settings, like one-to-one conversations over coffee, and especially in Starbucks. They had good coffee there. And also I like to have a lot of those those Netflix and chill vibes so that I can really focus on that person. I'm not really a morning person, so please do not call me in the morning or ask me out at the morning. I think I have like a cat-like personality, so I tend to be very independent, and I don't really like to go out or be together with a person for a long time. Short dates are suitable for me. And also I hate to become the bad person in the relationship because I don't like to have conflict, and also I don't like to do basically I don't like to carry on a toxic relationship. And sometimes they say that I'm very blur. I can't catch signals, and also I can't interpret what the other partner wants. Like there's one time the partner wanted to have a big birthday surprise party, but that person had been hinting me that, oh, I want to have dinner in this restaurant in IOI. I want to go for a day out. I want to go Genting to have fun, to enjoy the theme parks and everything. But what did I do? I just celebrated that person's birthday at Mama. So yeah, I'm very, very blurred at a lot of times. Next. So my ideal partner, I would prefer a non-Malay and younger. The reason is very simple because to me, I sense that Malays are very sorry for backmouthing my own race, but I think they are very into dramas, and sometimes they will carry over to their real life. And I would prefer a matured partner since it's easy to communicate, and also we have a lot of interest together. Must be independent. This is number one, so that that person and also me have our own space and time to do our own stuff, and also to have more conversations in the future. Must be able, this is also an important thing for me, must be able to carry conversations on a range of subjects. Because since I read a lot and also I spend a lot of time surfing the web and also books, so I have a very wide interest of conversations. Like you can easily talk to me about architecture or engineering at a basic level, and I can carry the conversation well. Or like you can ask me on my opinions on anything, so I could really carry the conversation well. And must be very flexible in a way that that person must be flexible in a way that that person should be able to match my schedule, because I have 4 days working schedule. So sometimes my off is not regularly on Saturday or Sunday. It will be on the weekdays. And also should have more goals and ambition in life, meaning that that person should have a clear pathway or a clear goal in life, what that person wants to be or how it should be. And also must be very frank and open in conversations, meaning that that person should be open up. And let's say if the person has a problem or has a lot of things to settle or to talk about, I'm always open ears to hear that person's problems or that person's queries. And then you should have noticed that I'm using that person because I am not just limiting myself to one gender. So yeah, so that is one of the things that maybe is a flaw to me. And lastly, should I start dating or not to date? Kenneth, can you open the poll? Yeah, so thank you, Kenneth. So I will pass back the floor to Kenneth as the Toastmaster of the evening. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Toastmaster Ittifaq. To date or not to date, you have exposed to us about all the criteria and all the perspectives of whether to date or not and how to choose a perfect partner. All right. Our fourth speaker for today, Toastmaster Kenting. Toastmaster Kenting will be trying out the same speech, evaluation and feedback for speech, project level 1 from the presentation mastery pathway. May I invite her evaluator, Toastmaster Eugene, to read out the speech objectives.
Okay, hi Toastmaster Kenting. Your speech objective for your project is for you to present your speech on any topic and then receive my feedback later on and apply my feedback to your second speech. So that's it. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Eugene. Now, may I call upon Mr. General Evaluator, Toastmaster Benjamin, to read out the notes for Evaluator.
Okay, all right. So the member has spent time writing the speech to present at the club meeting, and about this speech, the member will deliver a well-organized speech on any topic. So focus on the member's speaking style and be sure to recommend improvement that the member can apply in the next speech. So the speech may be humorous, informational, or any style the member chooses. And the member will ask you to evaluate his or her second speech in the future meeting. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Kenting's speech is about a story we have heard before, but today, Kenting will assume the story as 2 different lifestyles in life. Why? There are some people have more options than we do. This will be a question Toastmaster Kenting will seek to answer. Toastmaster Kenting, to perform now, I know your English lecturer is here. Are you ready?
Yes, I do.
Excellent. Kenting, on millionaire and fisherman. On millionaire and fisherman. Kenting.
So, okay, allow me to share my slide first. So thank you, Toastmaster for evening. So can anyone see my slide? See the screen? Hello? Can you all see the screen?
Not.
Oh.
No.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to share.
So nervous.
Hey, where's the sharing button? Oh, yeah, here. Let's go. Okay. So can you all see now?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'll start now. So thank you, Toastmaster Evening. On the summer of one year, a millionaire was having his typical vacation on the San Francisco Bay. He was living in a 5-star hotel and he looked out and saw a fisherman fishing at a pier nearby. And he walked up and said to the fisherman, "I can tell you how to become a person like me, a millionaire, and live out the truth of life." Well, the fisherman was quite confused and he said that, "Well, go ahead." And then the millionaire said that, "Well, first of all, you need to have some loans so that you can buy a boat to catch more fish. And as you catch more fish, you will have more profits. And with that profits, you will use them to hire more workers to catch even more fish and even more profits." And here now the fisherman say that, "Well, what then should I do with all that profits?" And then the millionaire say that, "Well, as you hire more workers, you will have more profits and you will have catch more fish. And now you will be starting a fishing companies and investing in fish fruit product manufacturing company. And as your business grows, your profit increase. And now you'll be considering to publicly list your company. And as well as invest in assets, properties, so that when their value increase, you can sell them off to earn even more profits. And in time, you will just be a millionaire like me." Well, the fisherman, he was not quite sure. And he asked that, "Well, what then should I do when I become a millionaire?" And then the millionaire said that, "Well, when you become a millionaire, you can live in 5-star hotel. You can bask under the sun and go fishing if you want to. You're just enjoying your life." But then the fisherman said that, "Well, isn't what now I'm doing is basking under the sun, fishing and enjoying my life? And is it means that I'm the same as you, a millionaire?" Well, ladies and gentlemen, I bet you all have heard about this story. It is actually aimed to be sarcastic that what the millionaire strive very hard for is just the single day life of the fisherman. But ladies and gentlemen, today I want to take a step back and say that the every single day life of the fisherman is just the single day life for the millionaire. And if the millionaire wants to, he can go to Switzerland and skiing tomorrow, or even scuba diving in Bali on the next day. Sunday afterwards, go to Japan for spa. Essentially, the life of the millionaire is rich in possibilities and infinite. But the life of the fisherman is limited with options and finite. Simply put, one is given the choice in life for the other. Other than fishing, he has not much to be chosen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the story is not aimed to tell you that money is the end goal of working or becoming the millionaire is actually why you work. But in fact, to work for money, to just cover our daily expenses, to continue to live is a misleading notion sometimes. Because we often overlook the fact that what is the value that we work for and the lessons and experience that we gain at work. Now, just by choosing the millionaire life, we are playing an infinite game, rich in possibilities and infinite with possibility as well. But by choosing a fisherman life, we are playing a finite game, limited with options and has limited outcome. So just look at the millionaire example. The lessons that he gained and the insights that he gained when he embarked on his entrepreneur journey will serve him well in life and will be an invaluable asset to him. He can share his wisdom to others by giving talk or even publishing his own book and even share to his younger children to cultivate the next generation of young entrepreneurs. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that we human beings are versatile and dynamic. But today we live in a changing time where ideas spread and dissipate easily. Every day we are on a constant quest for trending idea, trending stuff. Our attention span declines like never before. Because almost every single day we are bombarded with information from countless different sources. Just think of your smartphone, all sort of this distraction, you know. And in our life, trending stuff comes and goes. Just think of the most recent app or the term or word that you have been using. And after quite some time, it just gets lost. Nobody talk about it because it will be never remembered. And in fact, today we are living in a society that more skills are demanded from us because of the rapid change nature. And likewise, more skills are expected to be offered by us. So what could we do? I believe that by stepping out of our comfort zone to learn a new skills, and especially to master a new one, will be an added value to ourselves. It will not just open up a wide range of possibilities for us in the future. It will serve us well in life, just as the millionaire embarked on his entrepreneur journey. This actually reminds me of a slash life, that people become dissatisfied with the idea of having a single identity, like for example, being a lawyer, and then they step out and invest in themselves so that they can be as dynamic as possible. Like for example, besides being a lawyer, they can be a certified fitness trainer as well as a coffee shop owner at the free time. But again, we have to remember that by stepping out to learn a new skills, we have to put in time and efforts. We also have to make a schedule to monitor our progression. It is important for us to think clearly, have a clear head before we step out to learn the new skills. Because as I said earlier, it is important in this age to master the skills rather than just a superficial know-how. Well, ladies and gentlemen, is it wrong if we choose to become a fisherman or even to live a fisherman life? Absolutely not. It is completely fine to be like a fisherman. But what I believe is that we human beings have so much more potential than just fishing alone. Not necessarily we need to sell fish to become a millionaire. We can do the things we love. We can do the things we like. There's so much more possibilities in life that we can do. As long as we have a main job, other skill sets or other side jobs that we have will serve as our multiple income stream to benefit us. And ladies and gentlemen, to choose to live like a millionaire or a fisherman, it is just how we perceive ourselves, how we view ourselves in life. Both can be equally satisfying. And there's a saying that goes, there's two sides of a coin. It just depends on how we want to make the first step out of ourselves, how we see ourselves, what we want to achieve, and then we choose which direction that we want to go. And with that, I hope that you can leave your options in the chat box below. And with that, back to you, Toastmaster Evening. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you, Toastmaster Kenting. Your speech was fascinating and it is worth to be thought of. They've attracted me on the ways and the effort to become a billionaire. Maybe tomorrow I just went to sell burger, quit my university and become a millionaire. Is that a suggestion? All right. So now, here comes our last speaker for today. Our last speaker, Toastmaster Xueqi. Toastmaster Xueqi will be trying out the project which is using presentation software from project level 3, Engaging Humor Pathway. May I invite Toastmaster Cao Yang to read out the notes, to read out the speech objectives?
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Evening, Kenneth. Now, Toastmaster Xueqi will be attempting her level 3 using presentation software titled Concentration. The purpose of this speech is for the member to introduce or review basic presentation software strategies for creating and using slides to support or enhance her speech. The purpose of this speech is for her to demonstrate her understanding of how to use presentation software, including creation of slides and incorporating the technology into a speech. Toastmaster Xueqi, all the best.
Thank you, Toastmaster Cao. May I invite Mr. General Evaluator, Toastmaster Benjamin, to read out the notes for the evaluator.
Okay. Wait, let me find back the... Okay, I got it. So during the completion of this project, the member review or learn about presentation software and the most effective method to develop clear, comprehensive, and enhancing slides. About this speech, the member will deliver a well-organized speech on any topic. The topic should lend itself well to using presentation software, and watch for clear, legible, and effective slides that enhances the speech and the topic. The speech may be humorous, informational, or... Yeah, Lucy, we can hear you. And the speech may be humorous, informational, or any style the member chooses. And lastly, the speech should not be a report on the content of using presentation software. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Benjamin. In the river of history and this world, there are some people who cannot do a lot of things at one time. However, they can do the only one thing excellently. It is because they concentrate on that one thing very well. Let us warmly welcome Toastmaster Xie to provide further clarifications on this statement. Are you ready to rock the stage, Toastmaster Xie?
Yes, but I maybe cannot turn on my camera because my internet got problem.
Oh, it's all right. No issue.
Okay.
Toastmaster Xie, concentration. Concentration. Xie.
Hello, fellow Toastmasters. Today, I would like to talk about the topic concentration. Before I start, I would like to ask fellow Toastmasters, how do you understand the concentration? If you only do one thing, how long you can insist in the same time? Do you like to only focus on one thing? I think concentration is someone insists on doing one thing for a long time. I know nowadays they focus on different things in one time. But for me, I really admire the people who focus on the one thing and insist for a long time, because it challenges people's endurance and how much love he or she can put in this thing. This is a very small coffee shop in Japan. This coffee shop is different with other coffee shops because it only sells handmade coffee. This staff studied 12 years to make handmade coffee. After that, he opened a coffee shop.
Hey, sorry, Lucy, sorry to disturb your speech. I'm just wondering if you are presenting your slides because we can't see the slides.
I cannot play the video because this video cannot put on screen. I don't know why. Can you hear me?
Yes, Lucy, but just a bit of connection problem.
I think she couldn't share slide because of connections.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Lucy, can hear you.
Okay.
But we
Sorry,
can't
So
see your
I
slides.
I have
continue.
a suggestion. Can we all turn off our videos so that Lucy has better connection? Every one of us turn off our videos, except the timer. So Lucy, is it better?
Okay.
Lucy,
Lucy,
yeah. You should also make your Zoom full screen so that you can hide all the other speakers. You can hide all of us full screen.
Can you hear me now?
Better.
Yes, Lucy.
Better.
Okay. So I continue. Actually, I would like to play a video, but now I cannot make it screen. Sorry. So I just continue my speech?
May I suggest, because your speech requires you to present slides, right? What you can do is you can share your slides in the chat box. Is it possible? Then we can just refer.
Because I want to be creative, so this time I make a video, but this week not post. Maybe later I post in our WhatsApp group. Is
yeah.
Okay?
Continue.
So I continue. This is a very small coffee shop in Japan. This coffee shop is different with other coffee shop because it only sells handmade coffee. The people who opened the coffee shop already studied 12 years to make handmade coffee. Can you imagine? He spent 12 years only studying to make handmade coffee. This girl go inside this coffee shop. It's first time she tried the handmade coffee. The staff make this, when this staff make this coffee, he's very strict. He put on his heart for this coffee. This coffee's taste is different with the normal coffee. He said, every coffee he made has different emotion. After he met the different customers, he followed his heart to make the different coffee. After this girl tasted the coffee, she don't know what's the difference between this coffee and the normal coffee. But she can feel this staff's concentration to make this coffee. She can feel how strict, how love for this staff to make this coffee. So the taste is also different. The staff said, coffee is not only you Google to know how is the coffee. You just taste its taste. You can know. When we say this staff makes this coffee, we can say this staff is very quiet. It's like he has a dream. Then he wants to achieve it. You very clearly to observe. You can say he just concentrates on the coffee to finish it in a very pure word. If in our normal life, we also can do so, and the problems will be solved. Actually, in this world, there are a lot of things no need to explain. In a book, the writer said, if you would like to do the good thing, if you would like to have a good day, you no need worrying, you no need to rush. You just keep quiet to concentrate on this thing. Put on your heart. Slowly, slowly, day by day, you will do this thing very well. Then, all the success will come true. After make this coffee, the customer interview the staff. Why you would like to open this coffee shop? Because this small coffee shop is in Tokyo. Tokyo is a very, very big city. But this shop, if you do not observe it, you cannot find it. It's so small. And even though you cannot see its brand outside the door. He said, hey, just would like to open this coffee shop for people to get relaxed from this busy world. When people taste his coffee, it's not only one cup of coffee. It's relaxed. After the customers taste his coffee, they will feel happiness from the busy work. The staff said, if you just want a cup of coffee, you can just go to Starbucks. 2 or 3 minutes, you can get a cup of coffee. But in his shop, it's different. Because this coffee is made by concentration. This coffee just made for this customer. The concentration.
Sorry, Lucy. The time is up. Maybe you can conclude in 30 seconds. Is it okay?
Okay, sure.
All right.
In the conclusion, I think concentration is everyone can be concentrate for one thing if you would like to do so. But not too many people can persist. But if you would like to continue to do the thing you really love, you really like, concentration is the medicine for you. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Toastmaster Lucy, for the interesting speech. Although you face some technical difficulty, but it doesn't block you from delivering such a wonderful speech for us. You make me feel like I want to grab a coffee, and yeah, concentration makes good coffee. Now, it's your time to vote for the best speaker of tonight. For now, it is our break time. Current time is 8:35 and we'll have a 5-minute break until 8:30 p.m.
So it's break now?
Are we having break?
Yeah, we are having break now.
So if I want to chit chat really.
Photo, right?
Yeah, take
Oh yes,
photo,
let's
take
take a
photo.
photo.
Okay, sure.
Kenneth? Yeah.
Right. Can everyone just turn up the cameras?
Kenan, are you going to take it or?
Can anyone help me to take a backup one?
Yes, I will.
I'll help you to take backup.
Okay, so.
All right, sure. So count to 3, smile. 3, 2, 1. Okay, just wait a minute. Okay, there are 2 rooms here, the other room. 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, wait, I check the photo.
With your body cannot. You are left with head.
You know, right? Your head
All right,
is like
good.
levitating.
My head, what?
Your body is appearing. But it's okay.
Yeah, your body
Oh, really?
disappeared. Only your head is there.
Oh, it's okay, never mind.
So handsome. It's handsome. Casual one.
Oh yeah, casual one. Okay.
Funny
So
face.
count to 3. Just do something silly. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, other room now.
Alpha, yours one is very ugly.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Make it silly. Okay, great.
Wow, Ben, your hair so long already.
Yeah, so I'm waiting before I go back to UM. I only cut next week.
Okay, wait, so break is until 40. Just 2 minutes.
Yeah. Oops, 2 minutes left.
2 minutes for active to chit chat.
Hey, but then Penang, what's the price of the hair?
Depends. If you go to Indian barber, it's 8, I think.
Only 8. I don't know why my place is 10. From 4 until 6, and then suddenly become 10 already.
Because of the new SOP, is it? Because of the apron
Yeah,
and all
because
that.
I think economics or something.
Oh.
When I go Chinese also cost me 15. Last time it was only 7. Yeah, 15 for a guy. Just to shave some. Shave the
15 is cheap leh. Over here, if Chinese barber, right, I think about 30.
30
Yeah,
for
30
guy.
for guy.
Oh my god.
I don't
I don't want to go.
Oh, today
cut and also wash hair.
See, so expensive.
If you go inside those Mid Valley malls, they
that
also
one
have
say lah.
those salons, right? I think it's 60.
That one
Kenneth,
say lah.
you want the guest talk?
No lah,
you
talk lah.
You should introduce the guest.
Yeah, your lecturer.
Yeah.
Your lecturer, you should introduce your lecturer.
Oh no, it's Kentuck lecturer.
I think time is out. I don't want to extend for another 3 minutes because the break was from the end.
Yeah, can extend.
Introduce
the lecturer lah.
Oh, hi, Mr. Tang. How are you?
He know you. Bad student of should be. You'll be bad student. I think he's evaluating Kenneth. Going to give him marks. English fail for sure.
Hey, Kenneth, where are the videos of Min Kang?
What video? Oh, videos ah?
Videos of Min Kang.
Later, I will share later.
You don't lie to me. You are not so... What is the word of the day again? You are not so... benevolent. I don't know how to pronounce.
Benevolent.
You are not so kind. So kind. Same meaning.
Whatever.
Benevolent. I will pay you, Kenneth, if you do one for me.
Oh, really? How much?
If you do it right, I will evaluate your video first. Toastmaster style of evaluating. Should have room for improvements one, so I won't pay you much.
Welcome, Lee Xian from NUS Toastmaster.
I think Lee Xian is here. Lee Xian.
Sorry.
Okay, it's fine now.
Hey, so sorry about that. I was changing to my laptop.
Okay.
It's okay, no worries. And say
Yes,
hello to all the guests
for
here.
inviting me today.
So
Therefore,
are we
thanks for
basically sisters from another sister?
Huh?
Because both universities are formerly sisters. So
Yeah.
sister clubs
Time to reunite. Just kidding.
No way.
Then will be Asia number 2. Then will be Asia number 1.
You want us to fight with NUS students?
Right, I come back. Yeah. Yeah, nice to meet you all again. Many new faces. Hi, Ikunita.
Hi.
Curious, is there any from Air Products? I saw any there.
Any is there. Any is here.
Yeah, there's a any. Is she any from Air Products or different any?
Don't know.
Never mind.
Yeah, 43 already. I think we should resume our meeting. Times to go back. Hey, times for coming back, guys. Although I wanted to be benevolent for you guys to still talking, but it's my obligation to resume the meeting. Back to the general evaluator.
Thank you, our SAA, Toastmaster Min Kang.
Sorry. Back to TME.
Now is the evaluation session where the project speaker will receive constructive feedback from the respective evaluators. Let us call upon Mr. General Evaluator, Toastmaster Gentleman, to conduct this session. Toastmaster Benjamin, the stage is yours.
All right, thank you, Kenneth. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the time for evaluation for the speakers to get feedbacks and to improve themselves, and also for evaluators to practice giving feedbacks. All right, so without further ado, let us invite our first evaluator, which is for our first speaker for tonight. There is some changes. Our first speaker is Kaman, and his evaluator is Sean. Sean, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. I'm not seeing the timer turning on the signal. Is it me or?
Can you see Elaine? Timer Elaine?
Maybe co-host could collide 3 of them together.
Okay, never mind. Okay, I can see her already. Right. So sorry, I'm joining in through the phone. Now she's lost. Oh, it's so difficult. Never mind. Let me know my time. Okay, I can see Elaine already. All right, thanks. So, Toastmaster Carmen, I was a bit amazed by your ability to handle such a heated discussion. For a moment there, I thought you were handling a difficult audience project rather than reaching consensus. But I would like to just inform everybody that there are few processes that you need to be aware of when reaching consensus, and that's a very simple way of remembering it through AEIOU. So the first thing is about I, idea gathering, O, objective settings, U, understanding with respect, E, engage the audience, and A, which is having a clear action plan. So out of these 5 steps, I believe Carmen did very well on the first 3, which is idea gathering, objective setting, and understanding with respect. And here's how he did it. First, he sets a very clear context on what is the objective of the discussion. It is about a funding of 150,000 that they want to raise to build a school hall. So everybody knows what the objective is, and therefore leads to the second one. He understands the need by listening with respect. And although some parents were a bit disrespectful, he handled the situation very calmly and not allow the discussion to deviate too much from the objective. So kudos to Carmen for doing such a good job in leading the discussion in the right direction. And in the middle, although things were a bit too heated and gone a bit haywire, Carmen was benevolent enough to be kind and say, thank you so much, everybody, for joining in, as though the heated discussion was never a thing, because he was very clear about the objective. Everybody here, we are adults, we are here to discuss about the issue, about safety, about the fund transparency, about how the fund can be best used. So that is kudos to you, Carmen. Room for improvement, of course, I would say you need to improve on the engagement and also on the action moving forward. I felt the consensus was partially reached. I don't think you had consensus because there were a lot of people in the room that never had the chance to speak. And therefore, I would suggest you to use tools like Slido or those interactive tools where people who don't have the chance to speak up, they can always text their opinions through Slido so that everybody is heard. And at the same time, consensus is also about democracy, about getting the majority of the votes. If by using Slido, you can immediately ask the audience to upvote what is the best idea to raise funds for the school hall. So I felt that was more of a technical thing, but I felt that would be a good room for improvement. Now that you are doing this project virtually, you need to have creative tools to get the feedback and also to reach consensus. Overall, I would challenge you, maybe look at the AEIOU process of reaching consensus. Maybe you are an active teacher in your school and do use that technique to get consensus among your teachers. So again, everybody, AEIOU, how to reach consensus. First is idea gathering, objective setting, understanding with respect, and engage with respect, as well as having clear actions moving forward. With that, I pass it back to the Mr. General Evaluator.
All right, thank you, Sean King. We can learn a lot from Sean actually, like the AEIOU, clear action, engagement, idea gathering, objective, and also understanding with respect. That's a very clear process from Sean that we can learn from him. All right, now let us move on to our second evaluator, which is the evaluator for Alpha. The evaluator is Joshua. Joshua, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. So Alpha, overall, I really like the way how you give us your speech today about it's okay lah. You know, beginning you say, why do we face people asking us stop using broken language, and then you gave us examples regarding the spelling, for example, chips and color, and later on when you explain about code switching and code mix, in the beginning I felt like I'm not quite sure what those two terms are, but then later on as you provide examples for each of those terms, then only I understand what is it, and it makes me learn something new as well. Overall, your speech is also easy to understand, easy to comprehend, and it's very interesting to listen to your speech. As for the improvements. One thing I would like to, I noticed that when you were talking, the speed was a bit fast. It's like rushing. So perhaps you can try to slow down a bit so that we can keep us engaging and we can catch up to what you're saying. Another thing I like about your speech is that towards the end, you did say we should embrace our Malaysian English. Yes, because sometimes when we give a speech, we would tend to follow maybe British speakers or American speakers to look like we are very good in speaking English. But actual fact, we don't have to. We just have to be ourselves and embrace whatever kind of language that we have. So overall, I think that's all. What I really wish from this speech, the one thing I wish that I can hear more is perhaps why your parents doesn't want the broken language, why they want a good language. Yes, and that is all. Thank you. Yeah, good work. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Joshua. We can agree that Alpha had a very great speech, and also Joshua did provide her some insight on how she has performed. Joshua, just one small suggestion. Maybe, as you can see inside Toastmasters, it is a common practice among us. It is not necessary, and it doesn't mean it's correct. Just I noticed that a lot of us use this technique. It's called sandwich technique. So you start up with the opening, and you insert the good things that the speaker did. You highlight the good, positive things, and you move on to the improvement. Maybe you can say, I think you did very well in terms of this and this and this. However, we can improve even further if you incorporate this and this. And you end up with a clear conclusion on what she did very well and how she improved, how to improve. Yeah. But overall, that's a good try, Joshua. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now let us invite the third evaluator, which is Alicia from One World Toastmasters, who will be evaluating Itifa.
Hi.
Alicia,
Hi, Itifa. How are you? I see that you look quite introvert. Yeah, that is what you say. In terms of your speech, I have nothing much to say because I can see that you have a logical mind. You all this point, boom, 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 boom. That is a point that I say I don't have much to say. Let's get into what has been missing in terms of figure out what you're trying to say. I could not figure out the purpose of your speech. I can see it very clearly, your dilemma, but to do, not to do, all this thing. But why do you need to be in dilemma? Why do you need to be so struggled to think about this? Is it because your mom really pushed you to that heart? Or is it because you have such a strong desire you want to? But now because you have so many history experience, so this time you want to be more cautious. What is it? If you give that at the very beginning, that will help me digest. That will make all this will make sense to me. Okay, in terms of fulfilling your the feedback on the previous speech, I got the 5 points. First, you need to use more voice tone to show dialogue or conversation. I could see you made an effort in the very beginning. You throw a question out to say, I could see. I really wish to have more. That I can see you have that little improvement, but of course, improvement is little by little, right? I would ask you to consider further improvement next time. The second point, need engage more on audience. Yeah, I think that I know engagement, there are many ways. One way is to throw questions and all these things. One way is to say something that really touch the audience heart. That's very powerful. But there's another way, very direct way. You just look at the audience through the pinholes. So when you really look at the audience and talk to me like that I feel the engagement. Okay, the suggestion. Third, a better closing statement. I did not know your first speech, but using the poll, yeah, I thought that could be one way. At least, did you have the poll in the first speech?
Oh, the first speech was a different speech.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was a different speech.
It was a different speech.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then that could be one way. It seems you think that's a good effort to make, I would say. Fourth, improve on the hand gesture. This one, I could see a few times you move your hand gesture. I would like to see more on this. Okay. Fifth, your slide probably, yeah, I thought your slide was clean, simple, point of everything. I didn't have much to say on the slide. I thought it was good enough to me. Overall, I think certainly I cannot expect you to improve at once for all, right? Improvement is little by little, but this time I could see a little bit of improvement. That is good for now. Continue to improve. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Alicia. So Itifa, I hope you got your answer regarding to date or not to date. And also thank you, Alicia, for encouraging Itifa to improve a little by little. All right. Now let us invite our fourth evaluator, which is, wait, who is it? Let me check.
It's me.
Okay, Eugene, long time no see. Eugene, over to you.
Okay, thank you, our Mr. General Evaluator. So thanks to our speaker. Oh, before I speak, can everyone hear me clear? Because I'm using
Yes.
Microsoft. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you, our speaker, Kim Teng, like for delivering this such a good speech and inspiring speech as well. Give us food of thought. So I'm using the technique that Carmen was sharing in the WhatsApp group. So I was using my eyes, my ears, my brain, and my heart to feel your speech. And it actually is a pleasant experience. For my eye levels, right? So I think you have a very creative and a good slides transitions. I do enjoy when I seeing your presentations along with your slides, whereby you put the characters together, two of the characters together, so people can actually imagine. So it's not like imagine the same thing. And then I like how you put your points after the story, how you put your points. So the audience like me can easily catch what you was trying to say, and it is not too wordy to distract the audience. And second things, what my ears can feel your speech is about your smooth transitions. Imagine that if you were DJ, I think you are a very confident speaker, whereby you are not afraid in front of the audience. And you have a very smooth transitions in the sense that you start with a story and then moral of the story. And then even though after the story, you left a fruit of thought to the audience and then saying that, what do you think? Engage with the audience, leave your comment on the chat box. I think it is very engaging in this virtual Zoom thing. And then speaking of the brain, I think that you have kind of triggered my brain to think at what I really want in my life in terms of money and goal. And speaking of my heart, I sincerely can feel that you have put a lot of effort in your speech, and I do appreciate how you prepare and deliver a good speech to the audience. And coming to my second segment, in order to strengthen your speech, for you to become a better storyteller or a better public speaker, may I suggest some of the small tips on the storytelling technique? I realized that it's a very smooth speech, but then your might have to put more awareness in terms of your pace of your speech. So when coming to a second segment, right, we tend to use ladies and gentlemen or fellow Toastmaster and guests. So perhaps you can pause for a little while. So it could be an example like this. So ladies and gentlemen, today, so before I start today, so I do break a wall, so giving a space to the audience to put an awareness. Hey, the speakers actually is giving us a break, what he wanted to tell us after that, this kind of trigger things to the audience. And secondly, at the beginning of your speech, you started with a storytelling. So with it's a very simple story with a bank character, millionaire and fisherman. So for me, I would prefer to deliver my speech like this, giving some special characteristics to the characters. Examples that you can imagine a millionaire as in like Uncle Roger. So if you are a millionaire as in Uncle Roger, you might be speak like this. Hey yo, fisherman, I would suggest you to go for IPO so that everyone can remember the millionaire very quickly because it's very catchy. And the third thing is our facial expressions. By default, because it's a virtual presentation, so by default, for me, so your slide is on the left side and then your face is on the right side. So I realized that you kind of like very calm, even though it's bad or sad, you are very calm speakers. So all in all, I think you have put a lot of effort in preparing this speech. I do enjoy the stories and I actually learned something. And before my bed, before I sleeping, I might actually think of like the value of the story which you brought me. And keep it up. I think I would like to challenge you for your second speech, whereby you can put a little bit of awareness, just a little bit of awareness on your tone and pace so that you can deliver a more attractive story and to become a better storyteller. That's all from me. Thank you, King Tang, for delivering such an inspiring speech. And back to you, Mr. GE.
Okay, thank you, Eugene. What I really like about Eugene's evaluation is that she is very personal and she also gives very specific example on what she would do if she was giving that speech. So well done, Eugene. Just one thing, you might want to take note on the timing because as you can see, Yiglin is keep on spamming the signals. Yeah, so well done. Now let us have our final evaluator, which is Carl Young, and he will be evaluating Lucy. Over to you, Carl.
Thank you very much to the general evaluator. Lucy, hi, are you there? Lucy?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, all right. So how I'm going to approach your evaluation is like this. I'm going to highlight what happened and highlight what's the problem, what we can do to solve it, and then I give you the tips and tricks on how to do this project. All right, Lucy? So first thing up, I would touch on what is the problem with my evaluation right now. So I'm going to show you the screen here, if all of you can look at it. This is the evaluation form that I have to fill. And some of the requirements is done really well by Lucy. For example, language, vocal variety. This I can evaluate. However, I can't touch on eye contact. I can't touch on gestures, audience, yes. Comfort level, yes, based on your voice. And then interest level, yes. But as you can see, if I go down further, oh, I can't actually help when it comes to the presentation slide design, the slide effectiveness, as well as the, these two, which is related to the slides. Now, what I can do to provide a solution for this is, I understand that you might have to go through some technical challenges. So if you don't mind, you can approach me afterwards personally through messages, and you can send me a video recording of you doing the speech with your video. This way I can do a personal evaluation and you will get a fair evaluation. How about that? Is that okay with you, Lucy?
Oh, okay, thank you.
All right. So now I've shared the problem, why I can't do my job properly, and then a solution. So here are some of the tips that I wanted to touch on when it comes to presentation that I think I can share with all of the audience right here. Now, when it comes to presentation slides, we have something really cool happening here in Zoom. Lucy, you might also can consider recording it in Zoom if you want to. So that's the share screen button, right? When I click onto the share screen button, it will come out to this. Usually it will show the basic option where you can share screen. But if I click on advanced, I can choose this thing called PowerPoint as virtual background. And what happens is, this is a very good tool that I believe, Lucy, you can use to put your face into a PowerPoint slide. You can put your video inside the PowerPoint and then you can present it. So let me demonstrate how this would look like if I were to actually use it, all right? So this is one of the things that is really, really cool. And I think that all of us could also use it. And of course, Lucy, if you can use it, that will be the best. Now, let me take out my slides. And let me get a good one. Table topic master, table topics, okay. So when this Zoom warms up, okay, and this is my slide, I can put my face here, right? You see everyone, it's a small version of Kyle, and then I can move around. So you can really use this to your advantage. You can point it, and perhaps this could make your presentation more interesting. Perhaps after you have prepared it, Lucy, you can send something like this to me, and then I'll try to improve from there, all right? Thank you very much. This might not be the best evaluation, or could, because of the technical issue, might not be the perfect speech for presentation, but I hope and I look forward to your speech later, Lucy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Master Kao, for teaching us about the virtual background presentation. I think we can feel that Kao is a wholesome guy, and he's also a benevolent guy. Word of the day, grammarian. He's a benevolent guy by asking Lucy if she can send back the video so he can evaluate properly to her speech, that she put some effort to do it. So well done. Thank you, Kao, for your effort. All right, so that's the end of the evaluation session. And now may I ask for the host to open up the poll for evaluation. Yeah, to vote for the best evaluator. We will have 45 seconds to vote. Fifteen seconds left. Okay, polls closed. All right, thank you guys for voting. Right now, we will be heading towards the role player reports session. And may I invite our first role player, which is Jacob from UMTM Toastmasters Club. Jacob.
Okay, thank you very much, our General Evaluator, Mr. Benjamin, for the introduction. So I will be the Language Evaluator for today. And first and foremost, let me get this right out of the bat, which is the Word of the Day usage report for today. Okay, we don't have many usage today because I think there's no table topics where the word of the day tends to get used a lot, but there are some people who used it, and I appreciate that. First of all, is the Sergeant at Arms, Mr. Ming Kang. Thank you for using it 2 times. And Evaluator number 4, Mr. Sean, you used it once. And our General Evaluator, Mr. Benjamin, you used it once. Okay, now let's head to the English usage report. Okay, although there are quite few usage of the word of the day, well, it makes up for a very detailed English usage report. Now, let's start with the good English usage, shall we? Okay, now number 1, To have their names inscribed onto the building, okay, that's a very good word instead of using put onto the building or something like that. Number 2, put our heads together in achieving this. Number 3, even if you're in the fanciest of fancy events, I bet the Malaysian in you will come out. Okay, that's a very witty statement. Number 4, for easier comprehension, it's an interesting way of saying essentially it means. Number 5, with the power vested in me, I code switch. Okay, a very cheeky tone. I like that. Number 6, I am sapiosexual, okay, which means sexually attracted to intelligence. Number 7, I am basking under the sun. Number 8, we are in a constant quest for trending ideas. Number 9, it's a superficial know-how. Number 10, kudos to you. Okay, those are some of the very notable ones. There are actually a lot more, but I cherry-picked some of the very good ones. Okay, now let's go through some of the flaws I've heard throughout this meeting, I've seen on some slides. Okay, let's start with the lexical errors, or in simpler terms, misused words. Now, I think the timer has said turn to green light. Okay, it's not turn, switch is more appropriate. You turn to a person for help, okay? And green light, instead of green light, it is a green screen or green background, since you're using a virtual background. Number 3, what I've heard from one of the speakers, voice out your session, is voice out your opinion. Number 4, idea is worth to be thought of. Okay, you can actually shorten it. Your idea is thoughtful, or your idea is thought-provoking. It doesn't block you from delivering a good speech. It doesn't stop you from delivering a good speech. It's more appropriate. Now let's go to the pronunciation errors. Okay, I've heard someone said mate instead of made. M-A-D-E. You are made of. M-A-D-E. Pronounce the D sound, not the T sound. Okay, and number 2, third instead of third. Thank you instead of thank you, and basically all TH sounds should be pronounced as TH, not T. Evening, not evening, okay. Bibliophile, not bibliophile, okay. There is an I in between, okay. Bibliophile. Together, not together, okay. It ends with an ER, not EL. Okay, pause for a while, not pause. I pause for a while. Okay, let's proceed to the grammatical and sentence structure errors. There are quite a number of them, but I'll cherry pick some of them, and I will send this full report to Mr. Kenneth, so you can share it to the club for detailed reference later on. Okay, so number 1, before I start the discussion session, okay, discussion per se is a session, so you drop the session, it's redundant. Before I start the discussion, okay, to donate through physically, the through is also redundant, to donate physically. We can look into further detail. You can just simplify it to we can look further into it, okay? Meaning to say that, it should be which means that. Difficulty via COVID times. I don't think the via usage here is correct. It should be difficulties during COVID times. Donation by each students. Okay, it's donation from each student. It's a singular noun. We will look into consideration. Okay, it's either we will take it into consideration or we will look into it. Okay, choose either one. Don't combine them. We are going to time's up already. It should be, our time is nearly up. Eat my dinner. Okay, it's not eat my dinner, it's have my dinner. Dinner is a meal course. It's not a food item. You cannot eat it. Are you ready? Yes, I do. No, it should be, are you ready? Yes, I am. Okay, are is a verb to be, so you should use am. Don't nervous, it should be don't be nervous. To learn a new skills, it should be to learn a new skill. And one thing I saw in the slides, two sides of a coin, it should be two sides of a coin, it should be plural. It doesn't stop you, it should be it doesn't stop you. Any verb that is after the verb to do, it should be a bare verb, okay, a bare verb. You look quite introvert, it should be you look quite introverted, or you look quite like an introvert. Everybody know what the objective is. It should be everybody knows, okay? Everybody and nobody are indefinite pronouns, so they should be singular. Can everyone hear me clear? It should be can everyone hear me clearly? Before my bed, it should be before my bedtime or before I go to bed. Click onto the button, it should be click on the button. Okay, so these are some of the cherry-picked ones. For the complete version, please refer to Kenneth. And that's all from me. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
All right, thank you, Jacob, for your very detailed report tonight. All right, so let us invite the next role player, which is Jeff, who is the R counter for tonight. Jeff, over to you.
So much, Mr. General Evaluator Banks. And for fellow Toastmasters and guests, the role of the R counter is definitely not easy today because I have captured quite a number of pause fillers, which is the unintentional one rather than the intentional ones. I've excluded the intentional ones. So here is my report for the unintentional one. I'll start with Toastmaster Healing. You have one repeated phrase, a total of one. For Toastmaster of the Evening, Kenneth, you have one a total of one. For Lucy's case, you have one so a total of one as well. For Toastmaster Alpha, you have one 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 repeated word of well, and the other pause filler, which is yes, a total of 4. For Toastmaster 85, you have 9 R, 3 14 other speech clutches, which is 10 of it is so and 4 is and, a total of 26. For Toastmaster Ginting, you have 2 repeated word of well, a total of 2. For Toastmaster Kamal, you have 15 R, 4 1 15 other words of so, a total of 35. For Toastmaster Ben, you have 3 R, 2 2 okay, 1 yeah, a total of 8. For Carl, Toastmaster Carl, you have 4 R, 4 5 okay, and 3 other pause filler, which is 1 her and 2 so, a total of 16. For Toastmaster Eugene, you have 2 5 and 2 other words, which is so, a total of 9. For Toastmaster Joshua, you have 2 R, 6 1 you know, and 3 other words, which is so, a total of 12. For Toastmaster Sean, you have 2 and 1 other word, which is a, 1, a total of 3. For Toastmaster Jacob, you have 7 R, 1 2 okay, and 2 words, which is 1 well and 1 so, a total of 12. And finally, we have Toastmaster Jeffrey, which have 5 R and 1 a total of 6. So for any other Toastmasters, which I did not mention for today, congratulations, you have no other pause fillers and such. And I myself, I detected 1 repeated phrase and at least 1 for today's report. Thank you so much. Back to you, Ben.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. Now let us have our timer, Eklin. Eklin, can you share with us your timer report?
All right. Give me a minute, yeah.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, report my timekeeper report. So for the SAA Mengkang, the allocated time is 1 minute. You took only 20 seconds. For healing, your allocated time is 4 minutes. You took 3.48 minutes. Toastmaster of the Evening, Kenneth, your allocated time is 8 minutes, but you exceeded the time. You took 14.48 minutes. For the assignment speaker, The first speaker is Kaman. Your allocated time for your introduction is 1 to 2 minutes, but you took 2.39 minutes. For the discussion part, your allocated time is 16 to 20 minutes, you took 20.01 minutes. For the closing, the allocated time is 1 to 2 minutes, you took 2.34 minutes. The total allocated time for your speech is 20 to 23 minutes, but you took 25.14 minutes. For the second speaker, Alpha, your allocated time is 5 to 7 minutes, you took 5.32 minutes. Third speaker, Iktifa, allocated time is also 5 to 7 minutes, you took 9 minutes and 4 seconds. Fourth speaker, Kenting, your allocated time is also 5 to 7 minutes, you took 6 minutes and 50 seconds. Fifth speaker, Lucy, your allocated time is 5 to 7 minutes, but I believe due to the internet issue you are facing, you took a little bit more time. So your total time taken is 9 minutes and 18 seconds. For the speech evaluation, our first evaluator, Sean, your allocated time is 2 to 3 minutes, you took 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Second evaluator, Joshua, you took 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Third evaluator, Alicia, you took 3 minutes and 31 seconds. Fourth evaluator, Yuchin, you took 5 minutes and 15 seconds. Fifth evaluator, Kao Yang, you took 4 minutes and 6 seconds. For the role players, Grammarian Jacob, your allocated time is 5 minutes. You took 6 minutes and 59 seconds, which is exceeded. And the second one is the R counter, Jeff. Your allocated time is 3 minutes and you took 2 minutes and 33 seconds. For me, timer, my allocated time is 3 minutes and the time taken for me is 3 minutes and 1 second. That's all for me. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Elaine, for your effort in recording our time. Now we have finished the role players session and also evaluation session. And right now it's my session to evaluate generally. And the time given is 8 minutes, but I actually just want to use 3 minutes because we are a little bit behind of time. And I have already covered for the evaluators thoroughly just now. All right, so first of all, our Toastmasters of the evening, Kenneth, you have prepared very well. And in fact, I think you are one of the Toastmasters of the evening that prepared so well in our meeting. So I thank you for that. And if you could contribute to our club, maybe you can share your slides to the next Toastmasters of evening so that they can use it, all right? And also you handled the one problem very well, which is we have our Lucy, she has some technical problems, she cannot join on time, and you handled that very well by moving the other speaker first, all right? So well done, nothing bad to comment, and it's all good. Then I'll move on to President's speech, which is by our acting President, Helene. I find the theme actually a little bit confusing. I still don't understand the story. Yeah, so maybe if the theme is quite confusing, you might want to prepare some slides just to illustrate Achilles and who the other character is. Maybe it's just me, I can't get it. And SAA, Min Kang first time. Actually, SAA, you play as an important role inside the meeting, and you start the meeting, you set the meeting's tone as you are the first person who speaks officially in the meeting. So maybe next time I would suggest you to just plan a little bit ahead and bring up the atmosphere of the meeting. And also, as an SAA, you should remind our guests about some house rules or some suggestions. Like maybe you can remind our guests to turn on their camera and participate in our meeting, something like that, all right? And that's it. So next time, maybe just prepare a little bit. Next is our speaker. Speaker actually nothing much to comment except try not to be late to the meeting as it will affect the flow. But if that's a case of technical errors, then it's okay, it's fine. And just like Carl suggested, if you have problem sharing your video or slides, maybe after the meeting we can practice this next time. You can send the video to the evaluator again and the evaluator can evaluate personally to you. And the grammarian, all right, Jacob, thanks for your effort. As I can see, you have the background behind. I believe you designed it yourself. So thank you so much for that. And actually, you are from UTM Toastmasters. I didn't know a lot about the other public universities club. I didn't know we have UTM Toastmasters also. So maybe next time you can invite us too, all right? And okay, one more thing I would like to comment is about our host and co-host during the evaluation session. I think you did a very good job, who is controlling the camera of the speakers, evaluators, and also the timers. I think it's a good practice that our next meeting, we can add spotlight to the speaker, evaluator, and also the timer. It will be very convenient for everyone, all right? Good job on that, who's ever doing the job just now. And the seventh thing I would like to highlight is that, okay, something that we can learn from our meeting. Generally, I find that there's two major things that I found. First one is virtual background presentation by our evaluator, Carl. That's a good thing that we can learn from him. And I think he did a very good job. If your evaluation, there's something gone wrong, we can try to improvise a bit and be like Carl. He did a very good job handling the situation. And the second thing that we can learn is AEIOU process of coming to a consensus by Sean King. I repeat again what we can learn from him, and that's a very good and insightful thing. A stands for clear action, ask for engagement, idea gathering, state the objective very well before the meeting and during the meeting, and lastly, understanding and respect. Yeah, so that's about it. For the timer, not really a big problem except your signal. I find it sometimes it covers up your face and it might not be a good way to, how to say, maybe not that pretty. Yeah, just a little bit of problem. And for our counter, no problem. All right, that's it, thank you. And I would pass to who? Kenneth, our Toastmasters of evening. Kenneth, you there?
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button just now.
Okay.
Right. Thank you to our Mr. General Evaluator, Toastmaster Benjamin. Now, it is the time which we await, the presentation award ceremony. Okay, just wait a minute, let me share my screen. Okay. The best prepared speech speaker goes to, drum roll please. Alpha.
Nice photo, Alpha.
I hate you, Ben.
Actually, I have a better
Very
photo
cute.
initially, but Ben decided to change it.
Nice picture, so confident.
Very cute lah.
You haven't seen my photo yet.
I told you it's cute, but Ben said it's ugly. I'm like, I look
Which one,
fabulous, so it doesn't matter.
Different level, okay, different taste. We are more atas taste.
All right.
Ben is jealous.
We move on to the next one. Our best speech evaluator goes to, drum roll. Distinguished Toastmaster Elisha.
Congrats.
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 All right. Should we need to take a photo, Mr. President?
No need already, so got photo already, ma.
Oh, all right,
Yeah.
sure.
Can take a
This
more
is a
beautiful one.
surprise. Oh no. Okay.
All right. So we move. Due to time constraints, we will move on to the next part. Any announcement from the president?
All right, thank you, Kenneth. So I have about 3 to 4 announcements, and there's some announcement from other people also. So I would like to announce first the next meeting, which is on March 15. Yeah, 15th of March. We will have a joint meeting with Bukit Gelugor Toastmasters all the way from Penang. And we also have Bukit Gelugor members tonight with us also, Yet Lee. Yeah. So during that meeting, right, we will share our roles. So I hope the members from our club will take up the roles also. And also we are lacking of a good team for the joint meeting. So if any one of you who have a good team in mind, do WhatsApp to me or just tell inside the group, okay? All right, so that's the first thing, joint meeting with Bukit Gelugor on 15 March. And all right, the second announcement is that last time I said we might have a physical meeting soon, right? Well, I hate to deliver this to you, but maybe during the next term, but for now, it's still a no from UM. But for the members who will be staying in UM soon, like Min Kang and Joshua and who is going back, maybe we can plan a meeting, semi-virtual, semi-physical meeting. Maybe we just gather up and have our virtual meeting, just gather up, okay? We'll talk about that when we have meeting physically inside UM. And the third thing is that membership renewals. We are about to close the membership renewals soon, and I hope everyone could renew the membership latest by 13th of March. It's because that if you renew late, the system might have some issue, and it would trouble our treasurer, who is Samia, and she's having internship. So I hope everyone can help her out so that she won't suffer during internship, all right? So best before 13th March to renew your membership. And lastly, not lastly, maybe it's lastly. Lastly, Quimin wants to announce something regarding the club nomination for the club election soon. So Quimin, I pass to you.
Thank you, Benjamin. So I'll just make the announcement as brief as possible. Okay, as mentioned by Ben, I have initiated the club officers nominations 2 weeks ago. And seeing this is a first time I'm doing this reminder, so it will take a little bit longer because I'll just share my screen to, can someone allow me to share the screen? Regarding the navigations of using the online form. Because some of you did ask me, so I'll just show it to everyone.
Can you try to share? I think everyone can share.
Okay, I can. Can you see what I'm seeing?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, so this is the platform we'll be using, which is called Typeform. So once I cannot share the link right out here because I'm not protected this link at all. So please do not share the link with anyone outside of the club. So once you're in, once it's loaded, you'll see this, you press start. Then it only has 8 questions. That's why it says it takes 2 minutes. So the first question is start with your name. So you just find your name. So this is my name. Once you have selected your name, you will click OK. And from that on, question 2 to question 8, all are free. That means there's no requirements. You can choose to nominate one person. For example, I would like to nominate Ben for president again. So I click Ben, then I click next, click OK. Or maybe I would like to nominate more people. I can nominate Alpha, Benjamin, and Kilin for the position of VPE. Or maybe I want to nominate no one for BPM at all. So I can just go here. Let's say I'm not nominating anyone. You can go to the bottom right of your screen and select the arrow button on the bottom right of the screen, whether you're on your laptop or or your phone. So you'll see this two nomination navigation button. You just click. And also you also have the absolute option to nominate every single one on this list. Although I highly not recommend you to do so because I'm not putting a restriction on how many people you can nominate because I believe every club member of UMTMC are benevolent people. So please do exercise your right responsibly. And whatever you want, for question 2 to 8, you can do whatever you want. You can nominate as many as you want. Once you are done, let's say we are at the last question, you just go, oh, sorry, it shouldn't appear like that. Okay, so it's normal. Once you're done, you just click submit. Then that will be your official nomination. That will be your nomination for this club officer election. So let's say if you regret or you change your mind about your nomination but you have submitted. So what you need to do is to click the link again, refill the entire form and resubmit again. And on my end, I will only take the latest submission as your official nomination. So once the nomination closed 1 week before the AGM, I will check again all the responses. If I receive multiple responses from the same individual, only the latest one will be accepted. The rest will be deleted. So I will only receive at most 25 responses, including myself, because currently we have 25 members in the club. So if you have any questions about this nomination, you can ask me, you can reach out to me, private message me, and I'll help you in the best way I can. And there are a few things that I will not entertain. One, how many people has been nominated for any particular position. I'm not going to reply you, I'm going to blue tick you. And any about the future club officer election process, I will not review so soon because I'm not decided how we are going to do it yet. But once I've decided, actually, we'll just share, once this nomination closes, I'll share a complete procedure of how things will take place during the club officers election at the annual general meeting. So that'll be all from me. Thank you so much. I'll pass the control back to Benjamin.
Okay, thank you, Kui Min. Just a reminder that you can also vote for yourself if you want to nominate yourself, all right? And I hope our new members and also any old members who like to try again or assist inside the club, you are very welcome to take up the position to help the club again, all right? Okay, so I just remember I have one last announcement. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for joining, and I would like to shout out to Alicia, who's currently running for Division Director for Division W. I just want to I would like to wish her good luck in her campaign. And also I would like to wish the same to our VPE Itifa, who is running for Area W1 Director for the next term. Good luck to both of you, all right? All the best. And that's it for the announcement. I would like to pass to Helene. Over to you, Helene.
Hey, thank you to our President Ben. Well, this is the end of our meeting. I would like to thank everyone and our guests for joining our meeting on the first day of March. I hope you have your new goal for the month and you can concentrate on it little bit by little bit, whether you want to be a fisherman or millionaire. Yes, we are all learning. I hope that you can find your goal and then go ahead, choose the best option for yourself. That's all for me. I shall call this meeting an end. And VVM, if you have any question about membership, you can approach me so that I can answer you on any question. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Right. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks for coming.
Bye-bye.
Do you want guests to share their experiences?
Helene, I'll pass to you if you want.
Yes, we could. Any guests would like to share your experience? Or I shall pick one.
Kenneth, your invited guest.
What?
Do you want to ask your invited guests to give feedback?
How about Mr. Tang? Oh my God, I think I'm doing something wrong.
Is Mr. Tan here? Hello, Mr. Tan.
Sorry, you were calling for me?
Yeah,
Yes,
we would like you to provide any feedback.
Okay. Thank you very much. First of all, Kenneth, for inviting me. For me, it was a very interesting activity. Yeah, generally, I can see the relationship as well as the teamwork is really good and it's very healthy. So, what is that you want me to comment on? You probably want to be a little bit more specific so that I will not speak out of turn.
I mean, like, Mr. Tang, how about what you feel about the meeting? Is it engaging? Is it like up to your standard and all that?
Oh, okay. I will not talk about standards lah, because I think you guys have your own structure. But generally, it's really a very fun thing to look at. But I don't have much experience in Toastmaster. But since you guys are talking about presentation, okay, so just one thing, because this is your what do you call it? We call it your core business, right? That to improve on your communicative skills. So I think it is good to be able to pronounce the word presentation properly. Okay, I believe that all of you all think that okay, this is present and present. Correct or not? And then I think most of you use presentation, correct? Because you were thinking that, okay, I present this because the verb, right? I present this. Therefore, when I put it as a noun, it will also be presentation, which is not true, because present is noun, present is verb. So when you turn it into a noun, you still maintain the noun pronunciation. Is actually presentation, not presentation. That is number one. And just very frankly, just want to comment on one of the things that, only one thing that I think I disagree with what the grammarian have just now. That is on the term used where he said that you guys cannot use eat for lunch or dinner. And I personally think you can, because for meals like dinner, lunch, you actually can use eat, you can use have, you can use do. So I think you always can refer to different sources online for that. I think generally that's it. But if you want me to comment specifically my own students in terms of whether they have improved or not after they have taken my classes. Kian Ting, where's Kian Ting? Is Kian Ting still there?
Yeah, so I'm still
here. Oh, okay. I just think that you need to have more emotional attachment to the story that you present, because it's really a good approach. But generally speaking, I think that whenever we want to talk about story, what makes us want to talk about story is because of the emotional attachment to that particular story. In all kinds of presentation, okay, we always want to tell something how we actually feel, and we let this feeling being manifested into story, into statistics and whatnot. I think I have spoken about this, right, when we talk about position paper, remember? So it's about feelings. That's the core thing there. So when you want to you want to manifest your feeling through storytelling or through statistics to catch the attention of your audience members, I will believe that emotion is there. So you don't lose the core, that is the feeling, when you want to go through the whole process by, talking about story, but that you leave out the feeling behind. That is what I find it a bit not fulfilling the storytelling part. Are you a science student, if I may ask?
Yes, sir. I'm a science student from Faculty of Science.
Yeah, see, it's very, very stereotypical because they always say that science people, you guys actually have a lack of emotional attachment to things, right? So I think you need to improve on that. That's generally is what I feel. Kenneth, you have the energy, but I think last time when you did the oral test, I think I mentioned the same thing. And I think this is something that you need to work on, that is a bit plosive, your speech. Kenneth, remember, very plosive. Generally, I think that's what I feel about the whole thing. But generally, it's really good. I'm looking forward to join and listen to more of your speeches. Thank you very much for having me. I hope I have not put down anyone. I am just sharing what I think is good, since you guys are making it very structured, right? That you guys are open for comments and whatnot. So yeah, thank you very much for having me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tang, for the feedback given.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, like most of the time, like Toastmasters, it's always the story part. So when you tell a story, you have to give emotion to the story. Then it will make more convincing and the audience can connect to you better. Yep.
Yeah.
So any other guests?
Chun Liang, would you like to give some comment? No.
Hello, sorry, is Chun Liang here? So I assume Chun Liang is not around, and maybe let's end our meeting. So I will call this meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Go ahead.
Bye-bye.
Go and have your dinner if you haven't had it.
Everyone.
Bye. Let's eat. Let's eat.
Thank
Bye.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Nice meeting over UM.
Thank you for
Thank
coming.
you.
Come again.
Invite me again, then I'll come over. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Having dinner over this meeting.
When is NUS next meeting?
Tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
Yeah, want to come? I send you all the link later.
Okay, because tomorrow
Tomorrow.
I have a contest.
Oh, what
I can-
contest?
I'm joining a contest in Monash University. I'm the International Speech Toastmaster.
Oh,
wow.
Hey, send me the link to see whether can join or not. I'm the Toastmasters on the day tomorrow, so maybe a bit hard to join, but
It's okay.
what
Can
time is
share
it?
my I think I don't remember actually. 7 p.m. I suppose.
Oh,
7:30.
time.
Oh, same time. Oh, it's okay.
Mika, please share the link at the group.
Yeah, sure. I will send, and this one, can also send me a link of NUS so I can share it.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Or if you want to come for NUS area contest, if this information.
Oh, area contest.
Yeah.
Can always share the links to us so we can join if we are available.
Sure. When is your exam period? This week we have very little members because this is the midterms. And tomorrow we don't expect too many people coming.
Oh, we actually just finished we're just having our results today for university students. For our university lah.
And next week there will be 2 Malaysian clubs joining my club. So it will be a lot of Malaysians already. Yeah, I can come and join.
Sure.
So 2 Malaysian clubs and 1 Singapore club.
Oh.
It's a joint meeting, right?
It's a joint meeting with Shah Alam and I think 1 more club.